Alrighty, guys. So, welcome to Hard Mode Raptus in Dread Palace. We're going to be looking at this from a DPS perspective, specifically sniper, but I'll be covering pretty much all the roles for melee, ranged, and all that, and everything in between, because apparently quasi stuff is a meme. So, there's not much you can really do as DPS other than just pew 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 and just kill as much as possible. Mechanics you have to look out for is really just don't stand in purple, and that's pretty much it. Know how to kite Raptus, don't die, and that's it. This is really just a survivability check. Now the DPS challenge can be a little bit challenging, but as long as you actually know your optimal burst rotation, it's not that big of a deal. And we'll go over that once we actually get to it. But for now, let's actually just jump into the fight. We're all fresh and ready to go, so. Right here, the tank could potentially lose aggro, like he just did, and just kill someone right off the bat. So always be prepared for that. There's a little tiny bit of a break, like right here when he teleports up, so you might as well use a cooldown, you know, in the beginning. Grab the damage crystal, which is the orangish red one to the right, and then get ready. Now, the weird thing about Raptus when he's in his little spear thing is, unlike Calpheus in the previous fight, he is completely immune to everything. So Calpheus, you could at least put dots on him, but Raptus, you can't. So you got to be careful. You can pre-cast, but you can't pre-dot. Pre-dotting just wastes ammo. Or cooldowns if your dots are cooldown based. But here, first phase, it's really simple. You just shoot him, and that's it. We'll get him down to some odd percent. I can't really remember. And then we'll move on to the challenges. You don't have to worry too much about your energy. I kind of tanked really hard on energy there. You don't have to worry about it too much because you have a chance to recharge it here once you get inside the phase. You see here I haven't used any energy and I'm already at 100%. So we go in, right? Attack. Dot dot cull. Or dot dot weakening blast cull. Take down. Bunch of lethal shots. Now that cast right there you want to interrupt because it heals him, but we have a crazy amount of DPS, so we don't really need to do that. Now I've got bad positioning here, and apparently so did the Fluff is right, because he could potentially turn around and do conals on you and stuff. So you never want to be standing directly behind or directly in front of Raptus at any time. That's how you survive this fight, and this fight, you can see, we're not gonna fail this fight because we don't have enough DPS. We have way more DPS than we need. But we could have lost this fight because people are dying. We've already had 2 deaths, right? And it's entirely because of mechanics. That's how you down this fight. That's how you maximize your DPS. Is you just don't die. That's really just all it is. And you can see these big, huge purple conals, right? You just look out for those. That's all it is. You just don't stand in front. If someone takes aggro, which shouldn't happen, that's a tank issue. But if it does happen, you want to be prepared. You want to get out of it, you know, because a mistake on one person's part shouldn't be a death sentence for you. If it's avoidable, you know, if a tank loses aggro and he points his purple shit at you, you should be able to get out of it. You should be able to account for that. You can see I'm doing basically the same thing, just draining my energy because I know I'll be able to get it back, so you don't have to use as much fillers as you need to. Now, as you can also see, I'm going to rewind it just a little bit here. Squeeze out a little bit more DPS. Once he does his deadly slash here, that's when he calls for the challenges, right? So everybody's been challenged. He starts casting his spinning attack here. I'm still using my cull on him because I got a little bit of time. I still got like 3 seconds left, right? So now I'm done. Now I'm gone. So I'm looking for the damage thing going around. Oh, it turns out I actually did use an energy cooldown, but yeah, it's whatever.
Let's go into the challenge.
Then we get in, dot, weakening blast. Cool. You want to use any 2-minute cooldowns, 1-minute cooldowns you want to get these things killed, because this is really the only DPS check in this fight. It's just this one thing. That's it. He's not going to enrage on you. As long as you can kill those things in time, he's not going to enrage on you. So you go ahead and use your cooldowns on this thing. Now, once you finish the second challenge, this is where things get interesting. Because he gets his final ability, which is this stupid circle and arc thing, which you'll see. And can easily one-shot people, so you really want to be scared of it. This is it right here. Now you can see Deadshot pulled aggro, but he's a merc, so he's going to cheese the hell out of this. Everybody else is in super danger right now. They have 2 seconds to get out of that shit. And you can see they all do, except for the people who can dodge it, right? He'll leave behind the red circles. Definitely don't stay in that. Now, right here is what's going to happen sometimes. If somebody gets teleported over there, Raptus might teleport to them. Now, this is a tricky situation, right? Because the person he just teleported to is going to try to get him back to the middle so everybody else can attack him. But everybody else, including myself, doesn't want to lose DPS because he's far away, right? He's 45 meters away. All I got to do is just walk 5 meters and I'll be fine, right? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I don't remember if I roll, but I get to him. So now he's at 35 meters. I'm going to open up on him. If you look, he's now doing his raid-wide attack. He's channeling his little lightning thing in the air. He's going to hit everybody. So everybody's going to take a hit. And he's likely going to do one of his attacks. Let's see what happens. Right there, okay? He's hitting almost the entire raid right there. Now, Deadshot's already popped his hydraulic override, so he's not going to get knocked back and killed from it, but he's still going to take the damage, and that's going to be annoying. So he's still got to get out of it. Everybody else is screwed. Everybody else has got to do it somehow. Now, here, I just put my dots on him. I use my movement abilities, and Cole is on 2 seconds. My thinking right now is I need to get out of this purple so I can use Cole. And that's exactly what I do. Unfortunately, he jumps out of range and cancels my Cole, but that's what you want to do. You want to look at your cooldowns, what you got to cast, and do it. So the guy standing in the middle is Jug, so he just pops Saber Reflect, and that negates pretty much all that stuff. So not too much of a deal. If you see people standing in red, there's probably a reason why they're standing there, so definitely don't emulate them. Unfortunately, I don't get the teleport thing. I kind of wanted to show that off and talk about that, but that's fine. What you can notice is that in the past 30 seconds or so, I haven't moved at all. I haven't been in any danger. I haven't needed to move. And even though I don't need to stand still for a lot of my abilities, I'm not going to move anyway because I'm getting AoE heals. I don't have to cancel any of my casts. I'm fine where I am, right? And that's what you want to look out for. If you have to move, you're losing DPS in some way, right? So, or healing. So if you don't have to move, don't move. That's a good rule of thumb. Now, if you're in danger soon, so for example, if you see Raptus is turning around or losing aggro, then you might want to consider moving. Or if you have a mechanic that's coming, like spinning attack or something like that, then you might want to consider moving. But if it's straight burn phase, tanks have aggro, I don't need to move. And that's the rule of thumb for a lot of those fights. You just, if you don't have to move, don't move. It's a really easy way to maximize your DPS. You only have to focus on your rotation, and that's it. So it's gonna wrap up Raptus. Feel free to critique in the comments. I'm really rusty and kind of dumb. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in there below. If this helped, great, awesome. That's why I'm making them. Might go into a little bit more detail in the future. Might actually do a video with less DPS to kind of try that out, but we'll be moving on to Council, which I'll probably be talking about a little bit more in these previous videos. So cool, sweet, see you next time.